Hello. In this short presentation, we're going to discuss rank advancement in the troop. When we talk about rank advancement goals, one thing that should be considered is the journey through scouting more about speed to advancement or knowledge of the trail to first class skills. In our troop, we focus on the knowledge of the skills. One could easily go through the process of just marking something as complete, but it is most important to know the skills very well so that when a situation arises, you are prepared to provide those skills to someone in need. Enjoy the journey, not the destination. You'll want to set realistic goals for yourself. A realistic goal would be to target a rank advancement on the trail to first class at each Court of Honor. For scouts crossing over in February, that would be scout rank in 30 to 45 days and by the June Court of Honor, then tenderfoot rank by the October Court of Honor. Second class rank would be by the following February Court of Honor, and then first class rank by the following June Court of Honor. That would be about a 15-month time frame, which is very reasonable for reaching first class rank. Some do it sooner, some take longer. The important thing is to learn the skills so that those can be applied in your future scouting journey. Whenever rank advancement is earned, the scout is recognized at that regular meeting as well as at the next Court of Honor. When the scout starts working on Star, Life, and Eagle goals, there will be a discussion with the scoutmaster at that stage to set realistic goals for those as well. Always know that every scout is going to work at their own pace. Some will advance faster and some will advance slower, and both are perfectly acceptable. Some scouts will have conflicts with sports or other activities, and their journey will take them a little bit longer. The important thing is to know the skills as opposed to just temporarily memorizing something to mark a checkbox for the sole purpose of advancing. Let's talk a bit about the Cub Scout program compared to the Scouts BSA program. In Cub Scouts, the motto is do your best, and credit can be given to a scout for attempting the activity. In Scouts BSA, the motto is be prepared, which means practicing to where you are proficient at a skill to get it signed off, and then to continue nurturing and honing that skill so the scout is truly prepared to use it when needed. In Cub Scouts, a lot of activities are den leader managed, where the den leader plans the event and signs off on the requirement. In Scouts BSA, this process is scout managed. The scout is responsible for knowing and following the steps to get something started, completing it, and finding the appropriate youth leaders to sign off on it being completed. Back to Cub Scouts. Parents work with the scouts quite a bit to complete the requirements, and then oftentimes they can contact the leader and say, yes, my scout has completed this task. In Scouts BSA, parents should remind the scout that they should be working on something towards rank, or ask them what they need to do to earn their next rank. Certainly encourage them, and let them learn the responsibility of taking that on themselves, as opposed to the parent doing it. For example, the scout should be setting up appointments for a Scoutmaster conference and for his board of review, and we'll touch on that a bit later. But that should be the scout doing that as opposed to the parent doing that. Let the scout learn the responsibility through the process. That's how they will grow up and be future leaders. Who can sign off on requirements? Senior patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leaders, troop guides, patrol leaders, and assistant patrol leaders. Occasionally an adult will sign off if we're doing a larger activity, but we focus on the youth leaders having the responsibility to help other scouts advance. The youth leaders need to have that responsibility to meet their advancement goals as well. When does sign off take place? We have skills training in the spring, which is typically a Saturday in March for all the new scouts that have joined as part of that year's crossover. This event is a great opportunity to get several requirements completed and to learn those skills. There is a first class meeting before every regular troop meeting. We also have some events such as hikes for orienteering or swim checks to prepare for summer camp, where the scouts can get all of those swim requirements completed. Keep in mind the best time to get requirements signed off is during that Trail to First class meeting, which takes place from 6:40 p.m. to 7:20 p.m. before every regular Monday meeting. When the scout is ready to have something signed off, the tip is be prepared. There are requirements that the scouts should be working on each week during the TFC meeting. Scouts should be ready for those and any others that they have been working on the week prior. The scouts should be looking through their handbook each week and identifying 2 to 3 requirements that they can complete on their own before the next meeting. Scouts will need to pay attention to specifically what the handbook is asking for. If the requirement is to explain or describe, the scout should be prepared to talk about that requirement. On the other hand, if the requirement is to demonstrate or show, then the scout should be prepared to physically do the requirement in front of the troop guide. Keep in mind that if the requirement says demonstrate, and you think it's just going to be talking about it, that is not the case. Some requirements will need to be done at home as well. As you get into second class and first class requirements, there is a requirement about identifying an amount of money that you want to spend on something and then doing some chores to save up that money and then deciding if you want to spend it on that item or save it or spend it on something else. Those are things that can be done at home. There is also some of the physical fitness requirements that can be done through school, through PE or athletics. Review the requirements in the Scout Handbook and identify what you can do outside of meetings and where you can do it. Many of these requirements can be done and reported back to the youth leaders at the next Scout meeting. Finally, let's review the permanent record. The Scout Handbook is what you physically have, but those completions also need to be loaded into TroopMaster. TroopMaster is our computerized record that maintains all of the Scout's journey to Eagle and beyond. In the event that the Scout Handbook is lost, or if it washes down the river or falls off of a cliff, we still have that permanent record, without which those requirements would have to be completed again. This information also feeds into the Troop website so that Scouts, parents, and leaders can see the progress the Scout is making. The tip here is, at the end of every Trail to First class meeting, so that period between 7:20 p.m. and 7:30 when the regular meeting starts, the Scout should be meeting with the Troop Advancement Chair to upload any completed requirements into TroopMaster. That progress will be uploaded to the website and available to view in a couple of days. If at any point you want to see your progress, you can access that through the Troop website as illustrated here. Simply go to our website, t285.us, look at the Troop roster, Scout roster, find your name in the list of Scouts, click on your rank, and it will show what you have achieved and what still needs to be completed. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.